games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is.
Boom.
Joe Depp, that is ridiculous. To be fair, I can't believe you waited that long for me on the basis that, you know, it wouldn't be unusual. It's not unusual for me just not to actually go live in the first place. But I appreciate you waiting 20 minutes on it, man. Arse Ripper, I've got to take personal. I've got to take a personal problem with that. Get the cat gone. The cat goes. The cat's gone, but it's not get the cat gone. Keep the cat. In desperate need of a shave, as we can all see. So before we all come in, I'm aware that it's horrendous. It's like slipping over my top lip, which is just madness as well. But you know what time it is. I got some abuse yesterday from some gadget saying, used to be interested in your channel, but sick of this clickbait shit and these intros are ridiculous. So on that basis, biddly, 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 bro. Yes, yo. Get the cat back, bro. You know what time it is. Get that badger. In and on and over here. We had to move back to get his greatness in. The clock watch, I've no doubt, will be furious. It's 1:25 if you're watching this post-live. If you're watching it during the live, then I'm sure you established at this point how long these intros can take. Yes, Matt Leeds, what's good, lad? Are you all right, sir? Bring the cat back. We've got some. I want to. I know, mate. I know, Andy. I've not had anybody on for. I need to get Matt on as well. I want to get Matt on, but I've not had anybody on for a couple of weeks since end of season. I don't think so. I've been struggling with time. So, how's the land down under? Says MVG. Love a bit of Tommy. What's Tommy? Oi, yes, Oliver. Yes, AO. Smash them likes. What likes are we on already here, kids? 13th room, 12 likes. Let's pump it up. Don't you know? Pump it up. I want to read this because I've already deemed it to be. Thank you, 78 RPM. I did. To be fair, I never really, I know we joke about the clock watches or whatever, but they're not exactly plugging out either. It's just, I think things are funny when on repeat, you see. That's why Klopp's still there after 3 years or whatever it is of beating them. And I can't help but still think, but if I get rid of it, then it's like the recurring joke never ends. So, I did sing Tom Jones. That's what it is. I got your number, mate. Without a new goalie, we're doomed, says Marina. All to developments. How did sneaky training go down at Rothwell? It was at Woodlesford. I kept telling everybody that England train there, and I don't think anybody believed me, but they do. They do use them facilities in Woodlesford, and they are brilliant facilities. To be fair, everybody were a right good laugh. Manager Dan's a proper nice bloke. His missus were there; she's lovely, and obviously Joe were there. Lockie, Oscar, Rocco, and I feel terrible, but I forgot the lad's name. But they were good players. Matty were there. I think there were 7 of us there from the team that's playing in the charity match. Obviously, like there's JT. Not the one here. Trying to remember who wasn't able to be there. I'm not the best for names in first place, but I genuinely think we've got a decent team. I think we'll be all right. So it's just interesting to see how we set up. I obviously don't know how good they'll be, but always be quietly confident. I'm never going to go into a football game as a Leeds United fan planning on losing, and I'd never go into a football game myself planning on losing. So that's not the way in. Voldemort is not playing, I don't think. I'm unaware of this, Richard Todd. You may very well be pulling my leg, but I'll take it if that is to be the case. Without a new keeper, we may not qualify for Europe. I think that's a better shout, 78 RPM, yeah. I do think we'll get a keeper in. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, training were good. I think we're going to try and do it again. Is that right, Mingy? I'll have to check that again just in case you're not buttering us up. But that's very kind of him. But I'm not, again, it was just a knockabout. So we'll have to see who plays decent in the actual game. It's a different world, isn't it, when against some opposition. But Dan, the lad, brought a couple of his mates down. They were good lads, so it were good to get a few more. So I think there were like 10 of us in total. So we did a little 5-a-side thing at end and then just some drills and that. It was good. I think we're going to try and do it a week before the game as well, which will be good for me because I'm a bit, if I'm honest, because I just want to get my fitness up. Because fitness is the only thing I'm worried about. Because I don't want to be like blowing out my ass after 10 minutes and trying to get your second wind can be awful if you're not sort of bang at it. But because I'm off on holiday on Wednesday for a week, and then obviously it's the weekend after that. So I do have a bit of time to just get out and jog and that, but it's just the, I won't be doing a right lot, but I'm gonna try. I'm convinced myself that I'm off for a jog on my holiday, but I can't imagine it. If I just go on my brother assures me, if I just go on 2 jogs during the holiday, it'll keep me ticking over. So, because I do 5-a-side and that on a Wednesday and sometimes on a Thursday and stuff. So that keeps my general fitness up. But I want to be at it. I want to be able to play the 90 minutes like quite comfortably, really. Brutal, Emmett. That is a brutal shift. Matt has just been on Just Joe. Very good, very nice. Mingy getting the love. 2 modest chat. Cheers, Joe Depp. I'm not, we'll have to wait and see what it's all. Never know. 78 RPM keeper is not as urgent training / pre-season wise, but we will get one. Yeah, I can't see Meslier Silent S being the number 1 when we turn up first game of the season, but well, who is going to want a keeper that's off the back of the year that he's had, really, it is what it is, really, I don't know. Solomon, Lineanum, wouldn't worry about your fitness. Have you seen the opponents? Well, I'm not worried about the opponents, and that's no diss to them. I just genuinely, fitness is one of my main parts of my game, really, being able to get about a bit. And if I start to get frustrated, if, it's just not there in tank, and really, you've got an extra yard, and it's like, if I'd have just played 2 or 3 games before this one, because it's at a weird time, really, because obviously there's not much even pre-season training. So I was just going to, I don't play Saturdays anymore, but I was just going to tag on some pre-season training, try to get really fit. But if I'm honest, if I'm not playing footy, I can't really be asked getting fit. It's like I'm sort of naturally relatively fit, but I don't want to be, getting up. I've got 3 jobs. I don't want to be getting up, fucking going for a run on a morning. I just don't want to do it. Do you know what I mean? So, whereas when I get back from footy, I'm like, I went for a jog last night when I got back from footy. I can like go for a little run. I don't know. Having said that, if I don't have a drink tonight, I might go for a run after this. Do you know what I'm saying? Anybody that plays a bit of football will know, like, booting ball about and chasing ball. I used to go up to footy field and just ping ball about to myself, even 2 years ago. And I can chase ball. I'm like a dog. I'm like chasing ball about. But if there's no ball, I just think I can't be arsed running. AO says he looks forward to watching game Leeds Creators Cup. Yeah, it will be good. It will be good. It'll be a good day. It'll be mint if anybody's getting down for it as well, because it'll genuinely be a cracking day, I reckon. I am going to Torremolinos, Andy, in Spain, near Marbella. We went at the end of last year, but it was mint. It was one of the favourite places I've been, but it wasn't like mentally busy. And there's loads and loads of bars like down front, and the what would you call it? I don't know what, not the pier or parade or whatever, fuck knows what it is. Just the front, beach front is like absolutely enormous. I might have to, MVG, do an underlap on beach. But I think by the time it gets to 8 p.m, which will be 9 p.m. their time, I'll be too slushed up. Although I don't think you can be too slushed up for underlap. I might do a cheeky 15-minute. See if I can get away with it, see if I can drag her away. As explained, thank you very much for asking that. I believe the 49ers will get in the players we need, and we probably won't know anything about the names until they are at Thorpe Arch. Well, we thought that with Beal, though, didn't we? And that went on forever. The pain is killing with what Leeds are doing, thinking who's coming in next. We will be on the move. It's gone quite quiet on it past couple of days since Beal, and everybody were moaning about Beal taking ages and stuff. And I won't put too much pressure on that, to be honest. I don't think there's that much to worry about with it. I don't know why everybody panicked about that in first place, truth be told. Looking forward to the 1st of July when we sign all four players, all systems go, says Richard Todd. Have you seen that? Because obviously Leicester are on about sacking Ruud van Nistelrooy, and they're on about waiting until the 1st of July. This is what I mean about PSR stuff. It starts getting mental. So Ruud van Nistelrooy knows he's lost his job. They've probably brought in a new manager this as it stands now, but they're going to wait till 1st of July because they don't want to sack two managers in the same PSR year. They're obviously quite up against it in general anyway, Leicester, but with financial fair play, because they've gone down again, and then there are obviously different rules when you go down again, or well, down in general. But it's just mad, isn't it? So it's like that, we're just waiting on it, and it becomes like, I know there's got to be, you've got to close and open the books at some point, like mafioso style, but it just doesn't seem to. It doesn't seem to sit right with me. I just think, I don't know. Obviously, it can't just be wide open. Well, it can be wide open, truth be told, because they're all making mistakes anyway with it. And, cannot wait to see the Dark Lord of the Creators Cup. Are you coming up for it, Mingy, still? Are you making your way up? What's taking so long? Sign some players for the 49ers, said we're doing all business early. I think we could still have, that's what I'm saying, though, about Van Nistelrooy thing with Leicester. You can still have the business done early and then just wait out on it a little bit. How do get them Badger skin speedos out, Jack lad? Can you imagine? I don't know whether I've actually envisaged getting sent off for something in this charity match, to be honest, with just like being the last man and trying to track back and just thinking, I can't get there. And it's Danny bursting forward or something. And I just think, I ain't catching that little whippet. I am, Richard. I'm trying to go a bit steadier on the through the week gauge on the basis that I'm going away for the week next week. So I'm trying to get as fit as I can before the week that I go away, because I know it will just be, 10 pints a day probably. Again, that's not me trying to be hard. I'm spacing them out from, when I get up to when I drop dead at night with a couple of margaritas in there. And I don't mean pizzas, but I do mean a pizza. I'll probably have a pizza at some point. There's a nice little Turkish joint that we went to last year. Two or three in the morning job, but they're right nice guys. And we do go out and eat as well, just to absolutely clarify. Will the charity match players be subject to UEFA drug testing protocols? I hope so. I actually hope so, because I don't trust some of them. Particularly not that Wainman, even on my side, because I will not tolerate drug cheats under any circumstance. And, I reckon Wainman will be, I reckon he's on all sorts of cocktails right as we speak, getting ready for this game. Because when he were there on Saturday, he were charging about. And he said he didn't have much in tank. So once he's really juiced himself up, he'll be firing on all syllables, lad. But yeah, honestly, it should be a good game. As I say, we look like we've got some decent players that were there. Joe's meant to be decent. JT looks decent. I've actually seen clips of JT play. I can't remember who showed me him, but he looks decent. So I think we'll be all right. As long as the spine of the team's quite good, I think we'll be decent. Is that score already, big lad? It's only just kicked off on it 19 minutes ago. Let's have a look here. 1-1, and yes, indeed it is. Mamouche up top. Reindeer's started. Is that his first? That'll be his first game, will it? Reindeers. I know he's not called Reindeers. We're allowed to joke over here. Is there any ringers, or are they all content creators? I think they're all content creators, but I think maybe there's Simon Johnson, I think, playing for other team. That's my main worry. That everybody, there's 21 absolutely shit players on pitch, including me, And then, the only bastard that turns up, Simon Johnson, and is playing opposite me, and I just get rinsed all game. But shit is as shit does, as you well know. We are signing players earlier than ever. They won't actually be here until 7/7 anyway, when training starts. Well, it's funny you should say that, 78 RPM, as we knew from last year. Ampadu signed in July. Rodon. Tanaka was late. So, there's the full window's there for a reason, isn't it? Get up, Oliver. That's mint. What you going to Lisbon for? Just a holiday? Man, be lovely in it, Lisbon. Jack the Ringer. Love it, Minger. When can we start calling for Farker out? Go for it now, Emmett. 100% go for it now. Yes, BMG, what's good? Love the channel, Jack says. Jammy, cheers, brother. I appreciate you. Yeah, for Jack, quick ship vids on that while on holiday. That's serious dedication to the fan base. I'm gonna do some while I'm on holiday. I'm thinking about doing a few pre-recorded ones on like just random shit, maybe on Sunday, and then I'll release them sporadically through the week. But I am gonna go live. I might not be able to keep, on top of the news, because I won't have any notes or anything to sort of like read from. But I'll try and do my best to. I'll just show you around Torremolinos, to be fair, if you're up for that. I know it's not a, what do you call it? I know it's not a fucking holiday channel or something, but, could still be fun, though. Be good to see. Pretend you're on holiday with me. Shirts out 1st of July. Training starts 7th of July. More will sign after PSR. What player do you think will shock people in the Prem? There always seems to be one that no one thinks they will do it. I'm not sure, man. I'm not. Do you reckon we're in a position for that at the moment? I know what you're saying. It's a good question, big man. But I just wonder whether, I feel like I know the players pretty well. So, like, you sort of know what Rodon has given, and then what he did at Tottenham, minimal, but, that wouldn't be a shock if he performs well. Struik's been in the Prem, so that wouldn't be, I know exactly what, I don't think he's improved. He'll have improved possibly quite significantly, but I don't think he's going to go up there and shock me. Bogle, we've seen it Prem. Don't think we're going to get a shock from Bogle. Really, to answer your question, Matt, I don't want to go through the whole team and just say, the same thing for everybody. Tanaka, Ampadu, because Tanaka won't be a shock, would it? I think Ampadu will be really good next year. Dan James is not going to shock anybody. Nonto, we've seen in Prem. Ramazani, we've not seen, but again, I don't think it'd be shocking if he has a good year. Parisley, you could argue, he could have if he gets 20 goals next season, that's a shocking performance. As in mint, it would be a shock. But I think the reason why any player that plays well next year would be a shock would be on the basis that we're performing really well generally. So if we're actually like bombing on and we're 8th in league after 15 games, which I'm not advocating we will be. But having said that, I do think we need to start extremely well if we want to finish 15th, which is where I think we'll end up. I think we need to get the ball rolling earlier on, and then we can sort of like fizzle away without anybody sort of noticing. But then there might be a couple of players like Perupa or Parisley who are on like silly goals, 10 goals, after 20 games, and you think he's on fire this season, Because, that, to be fair, and I'm not going to say Aronson. I had an argument about Aronson today with some guy in the street. I didn't argue with him, but it's just the same old shit saying, well, I'll talk about Aronson in a bit, to be fair. Richard Todd says, back in the 80s when I was 19, I used to play Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon, probably why my legs are shot now, but wouldn't change a thing. Agreed, Richard Todd. I've got to say, man, if I could say one thing about being a youngster, and I'm talking really young, I don't buy into this, I think it's just your body will just either break down or not. I played far too much when I was young. And a lot of me and my mates, all of us did. And I don't just mean in park. We were playing like 3, possibly 4 games a week for 4 different teams, or for school and 2 other teams. Sunday mornings, Saturday afternoons. Some days I were playing, and this is, to be fair, this is when I was sort of 16. We were playing Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. It was wild. But while we were actually at school, because a few of us had, we played for different played for county and then Baxter Nash and stuff. So we were all playing, honestly, 4 or 5 games a week. It was mental. And then training for different clubs and stuff in between that. It was honestly too much. And then going to the park and having a knockabout constantly. And I don't want to use the burn out things. Definitely didn't burn out as a fucking 16-year-old kid. But I would say, to be honest, when I got 21, I lost a lot of love for football. I'd played too much of it. I don't know. I think my personality is a bit like that in general, really. Once I become a bit overexposed to stuff, stuff starts to piss me off a bit. And I think and also, I had some pretty decent hopes of being a decent player when I was young. And then when you're playing at a really shit standard on horrendous pitches in horrendous weather and nobody can string a few passes together, it can get a bit like, why did I get out of bed? So that's not me being a novice. It's just, and then you're playing against, I don't know. Good stuff there. I won't change a thing. I can understand. My point is, I can understand why the Americans in general with their sports play to a certain and if you don't go on to get a scholarship or whatever to actually play potentially professional, there's no amateur circuit whatsoever. They just totally fuck it off, and then they just go to the park and play. And then, like, ever since I started playing 6-a-side, I'm like, this is so much better, so much more competitive, and like decent surfaces, and yeah, bit of football being played. So, because I do like football, believe it or not. 7th of July can't come quick enough, says John Pepper. BMG, is it possible that PSR helps us in some ways? 1, stops top 6 just buying everyone. 2, forces big clubs to offload before the deadline. We can buy cheaper. It's a theory. I think it neglects more than it reflects. I don't think it's a good. I know what you mean, but I think the reality is it's just teams like Aston Villa that have to offload more often than the big clubs, because the big clubs, like Man City have had a big rejig, haven't they? And they're getting rid of like top players, so, and players that are sort of like dwindling, like De Bruyne, who is amazing, and men's probably one of the best players I've ever seen, but he's not at the peak of his powers, is he? So, you know what I mean. Neil Davison, sell well, buy well. It's all about the recruitment. All good teams are built from the back, and or to be well soiled helps, pal. Every time you can as soon as you get a soiled back line, you're zinging like a towel burger, as we all know. Yes, Richard Wood thought, what's good? Good lad, Mingy, appreciate you. Get them down, I'm jealous. He's a big lad, is Oscar. Yeah, he's a unit. I think he's in centre mid, so he will be. He's the enforcer. He's a big lad. He's lovely, is Oscar as well. Nice bloke. I dropped him at train station. Nice man. Maybe the 49ers are waiting for the 4th of July. Mouth swap for Joe needed. I'm not sure what that means, Ming, but I'll take it. Missed the start. The missus had me watering garden. Awesome though, Richard. Well done for watering garden, man. The opposite of mine needs watering. Needs killing, does mine. It needs a good old mow and some weeding, because it doesn't need to grow anymore. BMG says, Ari, the match. Do you mind me asking how tall you are? Wayneman is only 5'8", he says. I'm 6'2". Jer's apparently 6'4". Is that right? Canal. I'm not sure whether Wayman is 5'8" or whether he's added on a bit, but because I'm a bit shit with working it out, but I'm 6'2", so I can absolutely confirm he's not 6'2", because I am taller than him. Can you get someone to do a watch along for the charity match? I think they're streaming it, aren't they? What in Evie commentating over it or something? I don't know. My knowledge on the itinerary as such is not the best. Yes, Dale from Halifax. What's good, brother? Thank you very much, sir. Wonder if Mr. Bielsa was down watching you guys through binoculars. He would have seen some sights that would have put him off the game of football immediately. Put an early reducer on Simon Johnson, Jack. Well, I'm going to see what Mr. Johnson brings when he gets there. So if he wants to try and embarrass me, or if he's nice to me, then we'll go from there. But I'm certainly not going to try and reduce him. He'll be a boyo, Will Johnson, won't he? He'll be mad, really. Bit shit that he's on their side. It'd be mint linking up with him. It'd be like you'd hear it clicking all around pitch, wouldn't you, when we're all just the synergy, the melting pot. Philip S says, smoke and mirrors with the 49ers. Will be a couple of surprises. Joe will be juiced up on Monster and knackered after 15 minutes. Joe's got plenty in tank. Do not worry about my man, mate, Wainman. Honestly, plenty in tank. In every single tank. Both legs and both the trunk. He'll be in beast mode. Good touch, Joe's got. Zips a nice passing. Plenty of energy on lad. He can run marathons when he says he's unfit, and then he's running half marathons. So I believe in Joe Wainman. Cheers, Dale. I proper appreciate that, man. Truly, I do. What's the formation, says Joe Depp? I do not know. There's been a few changes, I think. So it's gone from I don't know. I was going to try to talk some shit, but I can't remember what the initial lineup was. I think we were toying with 5 at back initially, then it's going to be 4 at back, then it's going to be 4-3-3, and then 1 up top, potentially 2 up top. So it's all leave it up to Dan. Dan knows what he's doing, to be fair. He's got a couple of strategic ideas that I will not reveal here, but I feel like I'm on the inside now, you know. Boxers, when they go, been working on a game plan, and like this next at trainer. He's going, as long as he masters the game plan, and he's just jousting next to him. Mingy, nobody do it how he does it. Handing them memberships out like it's like his father, like his Santa Claus. Jack's quick shit holiday vlogs, they'll definitely be happening then, without a doubt. I'll be buzzing as well. How are you planning on smuggling the badger through customs? Underlap won't be the same without the badger. We'll have to find. I might get a cutout of him, like just a picture of him, and bring him with me. Joe Blackburn put a poll up. 80% are watching on a live stream. 20% bought a ticket for the Creators Cup. That's all right, though, isn't it? Because I think they sometimes it surprises me how far and wide the videos get. You know, when you get the people all around the world, nah. So I can't buy my ticket. But 20% would be, I mean, obviously it depends what the 80% to the 20% is, because if that's only 10 people, then, well, it doesn't work, does it? Because you'd have to chop somebody. Would you have to chop somebody in half at 10 people? Should have done 20 people because it's easier to work out, I think. Oh, no, it's 8 and 2, isn't it? What I'm talking about. Yeah, 8 would be watching on a live stream, and then 2 people bought a ticket, which would be not great, would it? But there's more than that bought tickets. I'm not 100% certain on the figure, but I know it's a decent number. It's certainly in the triple figures, which is good. Easy, large. He's going to blow the Premier League away for 78 RPM. I'm not so sure, big man, but I'm not so sure. Ramazani could possibly perform better than expected. Maybe Schmidt. Schmidt's not a bad shout. He might come out of nowhere. Will they get the chance, though? I think, unless we're signing a winger, how can Ramazani not get a few chances? Because we've got, at the moment, we've only got Nonto, Ramazani, potentially battling it out for one side. I know Ramazani also played on the right, so it's not, it's not as binary as that. But if we've only got 3, there's really, you're looking at Dan James is the out-and-out right winger, aren't you? And then it'd be Ramazani. If Nonto is currently starting before we sign anyone, Ramazani's battling it out for either of them positions, isn't he? Because he'll just have to be able to play on either side, really. And to be fair, that's same with Nonto. Nonto can play on right as well, but if James gets injured for any reason or he's a bit turgid, it'll be Ramazani on, won't it? And Nonto potentially swapping over or whatever. So they're going to have to be. But I do think we'll sign a winger. There's there is an article here that I'm gonna read out at the start, but it's obviously absolute bollocks. But it's nobody do it how he does it. I got some shit for clickbait as well yesterday for saying Pascal Struijk has been muted to be leaving since quite literally the last game of the season. People was on about how he was getting moved on. They're in news articles. I don't make this shit up. There's no need to. All I've got to do is type in Leeds United news, and there's so much shit. There's so much woof. I know it's woof. But I'm allowed to put a title saying Struijk to be sold. Is he good enough? And then just chat some shit about it. I can do whatever I want, boys, on this. It's the whole point. I don't really care if it's clickbait. It's always the article. I'm just relaying the article. And then, because whether you like it or not, that is a decent topic. If Struijk has dropped down the video was advocating for him to stay. I don't want to lose Struijk, Pascal. I think we're going to need him in Prem. I think we're going to need, and it's also a position now at centre-back with Ampadu as the emergency fourth. Obviously, Wobber's still at the club, which I think he'll probably get moved on. But Ampadu is the emergency fourth. Beal, Struijk, and Rodon all battling it out for the two centre spots. I think that's pretty good competition. That feels like a strength in there that we can move on from. Whereas if we get rid of Struijk, Pascal, we have to bring in another centre back, don't we? And you really don't know what you're getting. And I know I said it yesterday, but I also don't buy into just the fact that Beal gets here and rips it up. And hope he does, and he looks like a brilliant signing. And from what I know of him, he looks excellent, and he's highly rated. But it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to come and do it, does it? So I want to see some game time. And then when you see the game time, you go, yeah, Cowabunga, we've got a live one. On a serious note, Ronnie picking it, my hamster. Joseph will shock us in the Premier League, in my opinion. I don't think he'll be here. I think he'll be moved on, shipped out, shipped off. Jack, what are your top 3 positions to fill as a priority in the transfer window? I was hoping you were just going to say what's your top 3 positions, and then I was going to go through it. But without a doubt, now that we've sorted centre back out, it's left back, number 10, and a winger. I had to pick 3, and I do think we need a striker, but that's 4. So if I had to pick now, it would be left back because we have nobody, and number 10 because I don't want to be left with just Aronson again for the season, and a winger because I actually think as crucial as a centre forward is to go get your goals and stuff, I do think Peru Paraparisley will pick up goals given chances. Even if you just say, just do not leave the fucking 18-yard box, just hover around and we will not use you whatsoever, and hope that the 10's decent in there and can create. The wingers are essential for the way Farke wants to play, as they are for any club, to be fair, and always have been essential in the wingers, but you catch my drift. So if I wasn't able to get the striker in, I think the Metcha will be decent as long as we can manage him a little bit. I think Bamford will get more time than we're anticipating. I think they'll probably move Joseph on. But, I'm not saying we're strong enough in there. I would love to get a number 9 in, but you gave me 3 positions, so that's where I'm going. I'm fed up with arguing about Aronson. The disrespect from some is disgraceful. I agree, 78 RPM. It like today when this lad was talking to me, I was like, I can't be arsed with this anymore, though, man. It's like I can't keep doing. Why? He's like, we've gone up. He's been part of a team that have gained 100 points, along with another team that gained 100 points, along with a team that finished 3rd that got 92, 93 points, whatever the fuck them goons got. He's a part of that. And then he goes, well, he played nearly every minute. How many outstanding games did he have? I thought, well, yeah, you can say it like that. You can say, well, he played nearly every minute. So he was a vital, integral part of the side, wasn't he? You can say that he just runs about. Well, some people need to run about, because when we do get someone in, if Peru Paraparisley plays in the 10, when everybody was moaning about that and Rutter were up top, everybody was saying that there's no energy in the side and, Peru don't offer you that. Well, Aronson does, doesn't he? And we're going to need a little bits of that next year. I don't want to start the first game of the season with Aronson in the 10. I don't think anybody does. I'd love a more creative number 10, but I'm not looking to bin Aronson. I think he's a pretty good squad player. He's not going to come on and let you down. He's going to come on and harass people, annoy people. We was over reliant on Aronson this year. but he did the job, didn't he? Frustrated at times. Rutter frustrated the year before, and I mean, this guy thought Hamer were better than Rutter. In fairness, he thinks Hamer's better than Rutter. So, I mean, you can't be helped on that basis. But it's just this thing where it's like, well, what's his goals and assists like? So, well, not great. And then I say, well, what's Hamer's like? He got 10 goals, didn't he? 8 assists, really quite decent. So, what's Rutter got? But I think Rutter's a better player than Hamer, regardless of goals and assists. I think the G&A thing gets little bit milked because you could argue Aronson facilitated for everybody else. I don't know. It's like, is it about goals and assists or is it not? Like, make your mind up. I don't know. I'm 34, BMG. Birthday's on 4th of December. We're on a personal level, BMG. You don't need to worry about personal questions, big man. What's the rough amount of goals scored by the best scorers in the Premier League, please? What's the rough amount of goals scored? I think there's always somebody gets 20, but it's rare that there's more than 2. Normally, like historically, it'd be Kane and Salah. Now it's maybe Salah, Haaland. Let's have a look, but it's not Man City are 2-1 up. So Salah got 29 goals last year, which is fucking absolutely disgusting. Isaac got 23, and then Erling Haaland got 22. But I mean, 29, that's crazy, is that? But I mean, we're not. If Peru Presley gets 12 goals next season, that is a ridiculous return. Genuinely, How many did Chris Wood get this season? Because he had a really good start, and then I don't know whether he 20 goals he got. Fucking wild. It's been a good year, to be fair, on that basis for goal scorers. 20 goals in 36 matches. Didn't even play 2 of them. Fucking wild. It's not necessarily true, Andy. Nah, that's not necessarily true. Ronnie Pickering. Every day I wonder why I bother getting out of bed. Yeah, I still do, MVG, but that's just as I'm getting out of bed. Not it's not normally while I'm playing footy where I think, why did I get out of bed for this? 30 plus goals a season is the benchmark for the best Premier League strikers. I'm going to say, because that, I don't know how many have got more than 30 in a season. How many goal scorers more than 30 in the Prem? Ten players, only 10. So Alan Shearer, Andy Cole, Kevin Phillips. I knew that year, Kevin Phillips. That's got to be one of the best ones. Because he was at Sunderland. They weren't even great. Mohamed Salah, Erling Haaland, and then it stopped for some reason. I don't want to click on the link. The list of players. So, yeah, I'll show you. Sorry, boys. Can be more interactive than this, can't we? List of players. There we go. Alan Shearer, who I honestly detest. He does my head in. Andy Cole, probably one of the most underrated strikers, would you say? I genuinely think one of the most underrated strikers. He got 34 in one season. Alan Shearer again. Kevin Phillips got 30. Wild. Thierry Henry, 30. Cristiano Ronaldo, 31. Robin Van Persie, 30. Luis Suarez, 31. Harry Kane, 30. Mohamed Salah, 32. Harry Kane, 30. Erling Haaland, 36. They're the 10 players. They're the 10 players, obviously 13, because some of them are in it twice. Is it in? Oh, it's in order, right? I thought it were in order of goals, because has Haaland got the most ever then? Yeah, he must have done. Haaland's got the most ever with 36, but I don't buy into. A lot of people say like with Haaland, like just because he's at Man City and stuff is why he's got all the goals, but that has to be true. But it's also a bit harsh on the basis that like they've also had loads of goal scorers, haven't they, that have never got 36. I mean, we've just been through listed some world class players there, and he does ultimately scored the most out of all of them. I know the team's set up to score loads of goals, but you've still got to whack them in, haven't you? My point is, if you played for any shits, he's getting 15 goals a season, isn't he? Ming wonders why I get out of bed as well, which I think is a bit harsh. Come on, guys, we've got 90 people in the room and we've only got 55 likes to get them likes wanged in if I'm going to get the abuse even off Mingy. I agree, 78 RPM, that set me off. I'm loving these heat waves, Andy, getting me right and ready. I don't look very brown here, but like if you do the comparison with the twat tan that I've got, crazy. It's like Scottish, Spanish, English, Scottish. Still to the piss out of Scots again. Although I wasn't taking piss out of Scots, I was taking piss out of wherever them big brutes were from. City 2-1. Do you reckon they'll be decent this season or what? Because I'm hoping Liverpool and City absolutely run away with it. I hope, I don't care if it's Chelsea, but whoever it is, I want the top of the table to be unbelievably uncompetitive in terms of like competitive for whoever's winning it. But I don't want, because this season was too competitive, wasn't it? You know, with like your Fulhams and your Bournemouths and stuff. You want them to be the battering rams as well, because we're going to be involved in that. So really, you just want the top teams to be the top teams, don't you? You don't want to be pissing around even with Scum and Tottenham 16th and 17th for half the season. That's not what you want, really. You know, because they were still well off at drop. You want that to be Fulham, Bournemouth. You know, you want to be dragging them in. I don't want it to be Man U. Even though it's brilliant watching Man U losing so many games, it's not good for us if they're 17th in the league, is my point. Because they aren't going down, are they? I can't believe anybody that imagines they can get themselves in a relegation battle. That to me is absurd. I put Gruev in a similar bracket. Some folks say he's not good enough, but he will not let us down as a squad player. I agree with Gruev. I think he's definitely worth keeping in and around the place. I'm having a few light ales with Silver Steve. Seems he's rich and famous. Do you not remember Silver Steve? The OG? No, there's no way Silver Steve drinks light ale. Yeah, that is true. Statman, who's Statman? Joe was 5'8" until he lost his hair. Now he's 5'4". Brutal. You're getting called out for it, Ming. Nobody's safe in this chat, mate. I do, Dale. I honestly do. I think we've spoke about Byron before, but I just can't see any harm in him being a squad player for us. And at the moment, you know, we don't have a left back, so you know, at least Byron can do it at left back. But yeah, you know, just probably his minutes will amount to 40 over the entire season, and I think that would be a nice little touch. I just think he'd be a bit of a standard setter. He does like Leeds. You know, he's probably not got millions of options himself, so he'd like to just be here for the ride and, you know, good team spirit and all that stuff. And I do think it makes a bit of a difference. That's why, you know, people were calling for Gilavogi to stay, which I did think was absolutely wild, because you want somebody that is able to play. I know people go, no, he's great around place, but it's like, yeah, but he has to be able to play a couple of minutes as well. Gilavogi did in Championship, but 30 seconds in Championship, he should be able to do, shouldn't he? Or he needs to go freeze his body and wait for the next life, I think. Emergencies, Byram, agreed, BMG. Wainman has a strong trunk and he's in beast mode, you say. So basically he's an elephant. Me and half. What is this Ronnie Pickering thing about here? Why are we going on about Ronnie Pickering so extensively? Unfortunately not Richard, but that would be interesting on the basis of how immense he would be in the Creators Cup. And then everybody would be like, oh, it is a different level. Why are all these Richard heads, which means dickheads, critiquing the thumbnails? Clock watchers are us. You've critiqued the thumbnail plenty, Andy. Whoever's fifth choice, it's mental saying that. Scott Lightning, that's a good name, mate. I'm not sure about that, Ming. Jack, if you get taken out by a reckless tackle, will Angry Mad Gav appear? It depends. It depends if I think there's any malice in the tackle. If there's malice in the tackle, I can get a little bit radgy. But if I think it's like a fair tackle that I've just got annihilated on, I do try my best to take it like a man. Richard Todd says was watching TalkSport yesterday, and the reason why the City charges are being kicked down the road is the PSR shit is going to change. That's when the 49ers can go to town. Love it, Richard. That would be a nice touch, wouldn't it? At kick off the line, it will be 118. Confuse the buggers. As long as we've got the kickoff, because if they've got the kickoff, you don't want 8 lining up. Although it'd be like an NFL blitz, wouldn't it? It's going to be more. Matty has invited Arthur Castleford. Scott probably 4th or 5th. I think this is for Gruev. I assume we'll get one more midfielder than Gruev is okay if we go 3 in midfield. AO's conflicted about Byram. As a backup player, Byram is a no-brainer unless we get a decent offer for him. Well, nobody's going to be coming in for him, are they? They're in contract talks, aren't they? So all underlap that way. Is it danger goalie? Is that still a thing? What's danger goalie? Agreed. Great squaddy. The whole squadron are down. Any news on Cac Harrison, says Jackie Babs. Welcome to the stream also, Jackie Babs. No, it's apparently going to be on first game at season. He's going to have an orange bib and he's going to play for both. And we're sort of disputing whether the orange bib should mean he's playing for the team that doesn't have the ball, because would he be better and more effective for both teams if he doesn't have the ball, or whether he's the extra man when you've got the ball, and we're trying to work out what's more fair and where he performed more. So, which, probably think when he's without the ball is when he's better. Can't see Struitt leaving unless it's for a huge sum, which it won't be. He's vice captain and I feel like he's low compared to some. Wobble will probably go, so Struitt surely won't. The only thing about Struitt strike is obviously he's 100% PSR profit, isn't he? I think Struitt strike will leave in the next couple of years, but I think having him as the backup for now, he'll probably end up playing. I think there's always injuries, isn't there? He'll always come into the side at some point, so I think we'll end up using him more than people anticipate. We can't have Byron playing minutes, to be fair. 4th choice left back and right back. Yeah, but that's my point. 40 minutes over a 38 season game is like either playing in 2 games for 20 minutes or 4 games for 10 minutes or 8 games for 5 minutes. So it's not hard to rack up 40 minutes over a full season, is it? Need 5 new first 11 signings. Honestly, man, I don't think the opening game at season there'll be 5 new players in there. I really don't. Farker wants 2 in every position, so another centre back will come in anyway. But that's what I'm saying. But if we're getting rid of Struitt, I don't know. Ming being the philosopher that he is. Bottom line is we don't know what the future holds, so let's go. Jammy thinks we need more than 5 in starting 11. You gave me 3, Andy. This is what you do. You set me up to fail, don't you, big man? You gave me 3. I had 3 to pick from. The most important, and I personally think the most important is left backs. We don't have one. number 10 and a winger. I think at the moment we've got Melier, Darlow and Cairns. I think when one of them goes, or if Darlow don't fancy being second goalkeeper, that can change. But I'm not worried about the goalkeeper right now. Will Farker change formation? This is an interesting topic in it, arse ripper. I don't know whether he'll have a few tricks up his sleeve. Obviously, he's been highly critiqued, hasn't he, over the years about his performance with Norwich, which I think skewed. I don't think it's a fair representation of, he had absolutely no backing, as we all know. But I do think he'll be slightly more malleable, but I also think he'll just be more pragmatic in certain points of the game. I don't think he's really going to switch the formation up too much. Some people saying he's going to go 3 at back and stuff, which I just don't think he will, really. I suppose it depends who we get in. If we do get a really attacking left back, but you're not going to have a more attacking left back or a more attacking right back than Bogle and Firpo. It might mean, the two holding midfielders are not given no license really to get forward. It's going to be interesting to see how he sets up. I do think it'll be different mindset for the games, but I don't think he's going to maneuver from his formations too much. But you never know. I think this is a new thing, Paul Atkinson. I want to see some genuine left-footed players, as we have a lack of them. I don't believe in right-sided players playing left and vice versa. So this all stems from left playing centre backs. When throughout my entire life and history, every decent partnership I can think of has been 2 right-footed centre backs. Honestly, just get the best centre back for the job. I know what you mean out wide, but really, players cut in that often now that you probably want your right-footed player on left and your left-footed player on right anyway, because they cut in and get plenty of goals, and that's how we currently get tons of goals by players doing that. I take your point, but it just sort of makes me laugh, that, because then it's said a lot. And if a professional footballer playing the left centre-back can't play and he's right-footed, if he can't play a 5-yard pass to his left back with his left foot, he shouldn't be getting paid to play football. If he can't play a 5-yard pass under no pressure to his centre midfielder, he shouldn't be playing professional football. They can play a 5-yard pass with the left foot. Then when we move into centre midfield, why is it that nobody cares when Tanaka and Ampadu play together, both right-footed players? Why does nobody care about that? That's a much more difficult position, a place where you really would need both feet, where you might need to actually ping a ball with your left foot or with your weaker foot. So I don't get it. I know what you're saying. I do know what you're saying. But I think there's an over-analysation on it now where it's like, Bielsa had tons of left-footed players, didn't he? Like his thing. Loads of them. Cooper, Struick, Firpo, Harrison. I can't remember who played. Ed's gone. Rafinha. Bamford. Bamford's left-footed, isn't he? Yeah. Yeah, he is. We had loads. And that were apparently his thing. Being fleet-footed is the best thing to be in football. No joke. On that Lee Bowyer hype. On that Santi Cazorla. Santi Cazorla is the most fleet-footed player I've ever seen in my whole life. BMG says, I've said before that I'm sure it's been made clear to the players that no one is a certain starter, so they aren't going to push for a move due to that if they can't get in our team. Agreed, nobody is a certain starter next year. Do you think we will get another 19? I'm only playing. Do you think we'll get another 9? Yes, I actually do. Because I think Joseph will get moved on. Parag's in charge. Parag's in charge. Stepping in. He's stepping in. Parag's in charge. Parag's in charge. He's stepping in. He's stepping in. Have you seen the photo with Firpo with a Betis Mark Rocker shirt on? Did we ever think we were going to be missing him 18 months ago? I have not seen that photo, Richard, no. And I did not think I'd be missing Firpo. And one thing I did not miss is Mark Rocker. He's got to be one of the most frustrating players I've seen at Leeds United, and people still rate him and say, he's got to be, he's doing all right then. Like, why do you like these players that have come to Ellen Road, stunk the gaff out, and then we have to, you're like fond of them. And then players that have been decent for us and got 100 points with us, like Aronson, apparently have fallen off, dropped off a cliff. It's like, all right then, man, whatever. What does that statement even mean? Who cares? KG said Aronson's dropped off a cliff. Like, oh, well, KG said Aronson's dropped off a cliff, so he must be shit then. Because KG said that Aronson's dropped off a cliff. It's fucking all right, fair enough. I don't know what that's about, but Aronson did a good job last season, forgiven. Thank you very much, Bash Bates. I agree. Aronson is always overplayed. Anyone reckon Aronson has a place in our side this coming season? Yes, but not as a starter. He's dropped off a cliff. All you got to do is watch KG's channel and he'll tell you all the players that drop off cliffs. Aronson grafted, didn't half. Meslier gone yet. Unfortunately, not Arthur Bushby, but welcome. BMG says, my priorities are the spine. Keeper, 9, 10, the centre midfield. I think we're strong enough on the wing. Yes, we need one, but remember Schmidt can play there, so not a priority for me. That is fair enough point, dude. Yeah, I do forget about Schmidt. I'm unsure on Schmidt. I thought he was good towards the end of the season. I have not seen enough of him, so but I fully take your point. Aronson scored as many as Hamer, didn't he? 9 to Hamer's 10. I know Hamer got 10 and 8 assists, but I can't remember how many Aronson got in end. Let's have a look. He's got one for USA in CONCACAF Gold Cup. Let's have a Donald Trump look here. He got 9 goals. Yes, indeed. So is it about goals or not? Aronson got dropped by USA. He had to fight for his place back. Yeah, Salah always gets near 30 goals every season. He's a beast. Awful, Arthur. Saw it. Agreed. Take 10 million. I think that'd be good money for him, to be honest. But we've got to look after. We've got to look after Joseph. We've got to babysit him for some reason because he's apparently going to be good when he's 32. Yes, indeed. We got there in end Stripper. I know what you meant. Wonder how Chapman would do nowadays. I think the game's evolved significantly, but I still think there's a time and a place for them big mother truckers up top, winning headers and hanging air forever. It would be interesting though, genuinely. Which footballer, past or present, is your playing style most like? And don't say actually game on for fuck's sake. I'd have to do my own past and present. When I was young, my whole shtick was like Bowyer. I tried to have Bowyer's engine. I tried to play with both feet, and I was a winger. My favourite number is 11 on the basis of Lee Bowyer, so I'd have to say Lee Bowyer then. Now, it's probably changed significantly because I don't want to be running up and down line. So I'd have to go like, I want to say like Eric Backer or something. I know he got about loads still, but Eric Backer's like big dude, isn't he? That, decent on ball. Ollie Decord would be mint to be compared to. Obviously, by the way, guys, I just have to premise this immediately with me not saying that I'm Backer, Decord, Bowyer. That's never. But the question is, past or present, who's your playing style most like? But I could have also gone for better players, couldn't I? I could have been like, I don't know, like Rafinha, Yeboah. I could have gone in, but I was trying to make, how I actually play or played. So previously Bowyer, now Backer. Should it be on bench now? BMG's priority in order is the goalkeeper, then the 9, then the 10, left back, centre midfield, then 1 or 2 bargains for free. See, using more than 3 though, I didn't have that option. But left back's immediate for me. It's hugely important. Sniffer Clark, yeah. Chapman will still get some goals. If you put him up top, if you get, Chapman round in and around box. I think I'm right that Jimmy Floyd won Golden Boot twice with us in Chelsea. Yeah, but he didn't get more than 30 goals. Indeed. He apparently didn't want to go to Chelsea. Apparently, O'Leary had a really bad meeting with O'Leary, and but you never know whether players are fucking pulling your donker or not. He's always at it, MVG. You know this by now. Yes, Gareth Hobson, what's good? I'll be shocked if we get more than 7 full good games out of Bamford this season. I can't wait until Bamford's contract is up and he's gone. That's my controversial comment of the day. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know why there's such like an urge for him to get out of my club. Get out of my club. Off back to Perth on Sunday, but it's been great catching you live, mate. Yes, get up, my man. Hope you've been having a good time. It's been a long trip, will it? Not to my knowledge, Jammy, but it's not my thing. So I can't say I'm particularly asked for him. Come on, boys. We've got 94 in room and we're only on 68 likes. Let's get them likes up, boys. Not going to spend 18 million on players to be sub. It's popping. Jammy Dodger. Next week, says Arthur. Next month, says Tyken Perford. Many different. I can give you a bit of a biddly bomb way out here. Why not? Hot here in Oklahoma. Get up. It certainly has. Schmidt plays left back and right back midfield as well, I think. Yeah, but again, scary stuff that. It did seem decent towards the end of the season, so we'll just have to hold it out. Back to Byram. If we're down to the bare bones with injury and suspension, rather have Byram come in than another 21 player. That's exactly where I'm at, BMG. Do you think with the players we are buying, Farker may even set up the team to play in 2 or 3 setups? No, I previously just spoke about that, Richard. Not really. I think he's going to have another system, I sort of hope, just to keep the fucking wolves at bay and the tyrant from the door. But I do think he's very much going to stick to what he does. Just a quick ask. I'm out of the UK on a jailbroken Fire Stick. What app do I need to get the Prem games? I don't know, to be fair, man. I just do it through laptop, me. I just go on Who's Goal or freestreams.com. Fred Hackworth, with the best name in the world, says, I hope Paddy scores a dozen goals and we give him another 2 years. I can't stand the disrespect for Paddy or any of our players. Fred, best name. Fred's got the best name and he's got the best comments. Is Aronson pissed off yet? Or the Rat going to play against his first game? Been there with that. Mingy handing him out again. Bash Bates in Portugal, loving it. Mingy making it rain. Ming be the man. Subscribe, y'all, says Mingy. Who will be the last Bielsa boy left in the building? Bamford Melier or Struick Strout Strike? Ooh. I do like that, Scott N. I'd say Struick Strout Strike because I think we sell him at the end of next season. Bamford will leave the end of this season, this Prem season, and Mez will leave in this window. I actually can't remember what danger goal he was, to be honest. Something like the goalie played as an outfielder and only went back in if they attacked. I wanted to do that I like that on 5-a-side, where you just have like the furthest man back is the keeper. That's the best. Bosh Bash Bates, love it. 5 starters, 5 squad, and only lose the dregs, and we are laughing. Jack, our Leeds doomed to go back down. What do Leeds need to do to avoid the drop? We need to win loads of games, Andy. Genuinely. We can piss around as much as we want, talking as much shit as we want. Got to get off to a good start. Got to be around 10th position after about 12, 13 games, and then we'll have a big dip. What we need to do is we need to win a game a month. We'd need to not go on a 3-month spell of not winning. Little things like that where we're always like, it's like, oh, we're never on a terrible run, never on a brilliant run. I don't want to go on a madly mint run and then collapse for 3 months. It's no good. I want to be like, every 3 games, you pick up a really good result, like a win, draw 1, lose 1. Win, draw 1, lose 1. Draw 2, lose 1, win 2. It's got to always be like, oh, this is good. I don't want to win, silly as it sounds, I don't want to win 5 in a row and then lose 10. So it's like, I just want to, even if you win 5 in 15 games, if you win 5 and lose not 10, but win 5, draw 5, lose 5, say, I just don't want it to be like 5 losses or 5 wins, 5 draws, then 5 losses. And it's like, look, we haven't won in 5 games. You haven't drawn in 5 games. You haven't picked up a point in 5 games. That's what I think when the panic sets in a little bit. If I had to pick a way around that you were doing that, if you had to do it in 5s, I would lose the first 5, draw the next 5, and then win the next 5. And then, because that would feel the best. Because then you forgot about the awful start. So, but yeah. What Scott's Man City now? 2-1 going into half time. I believe that Diarra is bull. Yes, indeed. I hope Farker at least goes 4-3-3 formation against the Premier League big dogs and we run riot against them with goals. I hope we go forward, me. I do, yeah. We are not doomed, Andy, says Ming. Agreed. Yeah, yes, indeed, Arthur. There's a few of them losing the players. So they all get picked off, don't they? Wolves won't be the same. 10th to 14th finish will be okay. I agree. I think it's an excellent season, that. I'd love to be a fly on the wall and overhear the pitch the 49ers give to prospective players. Yeah, that would be genuinely interesting, that, Jamie. Interested to know why winger is a priority for you, Jack. We do need one, but it's our strongest area, in my opinion. My belief is that the spine is a priority, and in our case, left back. I had 3 positions to pick, and right now, I went left back, number 10, and a winger. If I had 2 positions to pick, I'd pick left back and number 10. If I had 1 to pick, I'd have to go left back. Andy says, Jack, this is your show. Thank you very much, Andy. Thank you for allowing me to have my own show. If I want to move the goalposts with questions, go with the flow. This time there's not a limit of 3 priorities. Every position then, in that case, take all 11. Agreed. I mean, a bit before my time, but apparently Hansen were a donning, wasn't he? They don't half. I'm coming in for you there. Southampton just signed a forward. If they signed, they're going wrong way though, aren't they? I knew you meant Harrison, to be fair. Yes, Dick Dastardly. Is Schmidt going to be the replacement for Firpo? I hope not. Not tonight, Mark. No, I'm on the Watter. I'm on H2O. I'm off away on Wednesday, so I'm trying to have a bit of a steady week beforehand. I'm trying to get fit for this game in a couple of weeks, and what you don't want to do when you try to get fit is go on holiday for a week and drink yourself into oblivion and eat yourself silly. So if Aronson had a decent end to the season, there'd still be people criticising him, but a lot fewer. Yeah, he did. As Cage would say, fell off a cliff, didn't he? The top players get 20 goals. The rest are predictable and do not. Yeah, it'd be 12 goals this season from our main man, whoever that main number 9 is, would be excellent. Joseph going to be good on his 32. Is Bamford going to be good on his 32? And all ruthless Dick Dastardly. Bamford will achieve more. Will have achieved more by the end of his career than Joseph will. The main similarity between you and Lee Bowyer was you both got caught smoking weed as a teenager. Incorrect. Never ever touched the stuff, BMG. Never had a single drag. This is definitely being held against you when we see the evidence on stream, Jack. Yes, indeed. He doesn't look like backer at all. Jack, did I sense cynicism in Joseph? Will be good on it. Yes, indeed, Andy. You've picked up the ball, picked up the baton. David Hopkin. I had to ask my brother what David Hopkin were like. So he sort of like, I was very young. And I always sort of liked him in videos and that. And I was always interested to see how good he actually was. That'd be some start, that, wouldn't it? You got a sense of sarcasm, surely. I can't believe I keep sticking up for Aronson, but he played some minutes. It's mad, isn't it? You end up in a situation where you have to defend these players, and it's like then they come for you. The Twitter lords come for you and try to suggest that I am Aronson's biggest fan and I just desperately want him to play in the number 10 all season next year. Looking forward to seeing Jack Boyne. I wish I hadn't said that, to be honest. Now I've said that. Jimmy Floyd didn't go. Welcome, by the way, as well, Dr. Kuros. I think that's your first comment in it. Jimmy Floyd didn't go directly to Chelsea, did he? No, he didn't. He did. I think he did go. He went to Madrid, didn't he? I think it was. And then to Chelsea, like pretty much immediately, though, wasn't it? Aronson's best game was against Portsmouth, Sheffield Wednesday away. Both Chapman and Viduka looked anything but strikers, but they knew how to put the ball in the net. Viduka was a beast, wasn't he? He got a lot of shit for being a big doof, like not doof because he won't do brilliant on ball, but like lazy, just his mannerisms. But he was fucking brilliant with Viduka. What a signing he was. Bamford does not need to play any full games to do a job for us. I agree. He's moved on from Boyer. He's now more like Bakker or Moody. I shouldn't have answered the question. Played myself. As the first person to legit have smashed the like button on the live stream, it was a pleasure. You got to whack it. You got to cozy on up to it, haven't you? I know, BMG. I know. I need to sort it for you, out, big man. We can only hope, Dr. Kuros. We can only hope. Get up. If Bamford scored 17 Premier League goals, why can't he repeat those numbers again? Do I sense the sarcasm, Andy? Hey up, Mr. White Snake. What's good, brother? I'm about to beat you to the motherfucking punch like a good hooker. Hey up, dude. Yes, Mark Edison. You know what's in and on and over here. The big badger. Badger's in and on and over here. As we speak now, what are Leeds' current squad numbers? I would imagine the same. Get them likes in. Yes, Dale Hodgson. Love it. 19th room. 79 likes. Come on, we'll get them likes in, boys. 3 o'clock on the dot. I haven't slept in weeks. Love it, at Mark Edison. What's the one game we'll lose, mate? Which one's that? 8:10. We know you're not here, Mr. Whitesnake. Don't worry. It's clearly a bot. It's clearly some sort of robot that pops in. Aware that I'm alive. After about an hour, it kicks in and thinks, right, drop a comment. I don't know how the bot knows to respond to other people, though, but... But the joke lives on. I just love it when everybody jumps in on the joke. Why are you not here, Mr. Whitesnake? The only thing that's lacking there, BMG, is the Mr. Whitesnake needs a Mr. Whitesnake. There we go. Ayo's got it. I'm glad Mr. Whitesnake is not here. I believe that we can stop the rot. There's no doubt about it. Win, lose, or draw system. Win, lose, draw system every 3 games gets us to 50 points. Mint be that. Mint that. Absolutely. Tim Flowers. Shout out to Tim Flowers. Excellent account that. I never thought about how many points that gets you to be fair, but that would be... What did we get under Bielsa season? I think we got about that, did we? We did extremely well, didn't we, that year? But Remember Joe Jordan, what number 9 he was until he went to Scum? Yeah, that tended to be one of the fashions, didn't it, back in the day? Cannot miss what he's not here, says Mr. Whitesnake. Fred with the best name in the world says it's important that we get 6 points from both Burnley and Sunderland. Then we just need 6 wins from the rest of our games, as well as a few draws. Definitely need to be running well away from Burnley and Sunderland, don't we? I agree. Literally, they need to be the cannon fodder like all 3 teams were this season just gone. And then we need to be in the next block. Because really, the only reason it was uncompetitive this year is because them 3 were in their own league, all getting relegated and just seeing who finishes bottom. Whereas like Tottenham and Man United, who nearly, wasn't in the relegation battle. Tottenham finished 17th, but they were nowhere near the relegation battle. So you just need to get out of the relegation battle. I know that sounds silly, but you need to make the relegation battle more competitive. So the bottom 2 are on 10 points and we're on 30 points. Do you know what I mean? You need to be like, well, we're nowhere near them 2, but, we need to obviously then get stuck into the class above. I think we have a decent start to the fixtures, and we have to start well. If you want to watch the fixtures video, it's all there for my thoughts on the fixtures. Burnley have just signed an Ipswich defender, Axel Twanzebe. Can't be signing Championship players to stay up. Burnley have signed, I thought they'd signed a decent fullback today as well. But I ain't worried about what Burnley are doing. Like, I know you're not either, Harvey. I'm just saying. Chapman was limited but effective. Viduka was class. I just want us to fight for every point, and we will. That's 100% where I'm at with it, Dale, honestly. Yeah, I was, crazily hopeful for Seth Johnson. I remember watching his first game, and I can't remember game with my dad, and I can't remember who we were against, but we'd sort of started to turn a bit shit. And he were really good on ball for the first game, honestly. And then he gave the ball away, and they only, when you see it put on last on Match at Day, and so your highlights were like minimal. They were like 30 seconds worth of football. And all you saw Seth Johnson do on his debut was lose ball. So, and then give a goal away effectively. But it was good that game, And I know sort of how do you judge a game, a performance, I suppose. If you've made an error for a goal, then have you had a good game? But I don't know. We were all over the shop when we brought him in. Peruzzi knows how to get the ball in the net. Peru, Nonto, James, 40 goals this season. That'd be a right touch, wouldn't it? Scott N, welcome. Not welcome, you've been here for a while, but just saying welcome for the sake of it. Jesse Marsh and his tactics made just about every player that played under him at Leeds United look worse than they really are. Ludicrous tactics. That gets a round of applause from me, Scott. Some people still try to suggest that it wasn't really Jesse Marsh. And if you look at the metrics, all this stuff. Mr. Whitebot, love it. We will typically lose to Liverpool at Anfield. Didn't last time, did we, mate? Travel. Take it easy, Jammy. Thank you very much, dude. One game we lose this season is against Liverpool, and I love we have our Premier League rivalries back. It's the best. 59 points, says Solenham, Lineanum. Which is a remarkable season, isn't it? What a season that was. 3-1 City. We have created a monster by not being here, and we mean you not being here. If we use Aronson properly, strategically off the bench to close the game down, etc., he'll be an asset. Yes, Paul. See, what is wrong with that statement? Why can't you say that statement and it be true? Why does that... If you say that, Paul, do you now think Aronson is the best number 10 in the world, or, well, I wouldn't say at the club. He probably currently is the best number 10 at the club because he's the only one we've got. But that is just correct, isn't it? That can be correct. You can 2 things can be true at once. Paul can say, if you use him properly, strategically off the bench to close the game down, he'll be an asset. That is true. It's a true statement. Paul isn't saying that. Be more like Paul. Paul isn't saying there he's the best 10 or like he's exactly what we need. But if we have a really decent 10, if we sign a decent 10, and Aronson comes on for 10, 15 minutes in a game and just shuts up shop or works really hard, or I actually think, when he comes on, he'll actually create, because the dynamic of the game will have changed. And I think they'll maybe teams, if we're 1-0 up, say, and we bring him on for 15 minutes, teams will be pushing forward, trying to get something, and Aronson will pop up because he'll be coming on full of it, wanting to prove himself. Could end up being our secret weapon. Again, you make a joke like that, and then everybody comes for you again. So, does anybody remember Brian Dean taking Mark Hughes out, 35,000, singing "Useless, Useless" as they stretched him off? What a day! I don't remember that, but I'd be up for watching that. Brian Dean were a big beast, wasn't he? You can't sign championship players, but I take Tanganga for 1.2 million as a backup. It's like I've come round to Hamer a little bit as it's getting spoke about more. I don't want to be using him every week, but as a squad player, if you got him at a decent price and stuff, I would accept that now that we've brought in a couple of players. It was just when Hamer was all we were talking about, I was like, are we still talking about Hamer, guys? After all we've been through, we're still on about Hamer. In the second division, we recorded our 4th worst ever top league finish in our entire club's career under Bielsa. I'm still recovering from it. Still can't believe we paid for Seth, says Dale. Mr. Whitebot or Mr. Whitebite? Probably Mr. White. It's got to be Mr. Whitebot on it. I prefer Mr. Whitebite on the basis that it's closer to Whitesnake, and the Whitebite's done it, but it's Whitebot in it if it's not you. Maybe there is. James Trafford is the best number 10 in the world. BMG, get up. That's the comment of the night, is that James Trafford is easily the best number 10 in the world. Easily. Is that right? Brian Dean scored the first goal in the Premier League. Did not know that neither. Only Parag. Whoa, to be fair, we've opened it up here. Only Parag gets to decide who the best number 10 is. Some people only see brilliant or shit in anything in anything in between. It's too complicated for them. I 100% agree with that. Imagine if Farker wins the Premier League in the first time of asking. The Premier League will go into meltdown for their hate for us. Then he'd be sacked 4 months later, one of the fucking Ranieri style. Ranieri styley. I've done well tonight, and I'm BMG. It's the booze. There's Ferdinand scored the 10,000th. In charity game, mum's the word. Bamford, obviously, Dale. Good luck with that, Mr. Whitesnake. Obviously, all jokes aside. I don't have to say all jokes aside after that comment, but we have just been having a bit of banter. But good luck with that. Drop us a tweet tomorrow, big man. A DM, I don't mean to the public, or you can do it. You know what I'm saying? The last thing the FA, Sky, and the Greedy Six want this season is the same 3 going down again, as this will heighten the demand for change. Yeah, they're going to want to stop that rot. Parag is the best manager ever, and I've heard he's going to be knighted. If he ain't knighted by the end of this season, he's clearly not had to step in again. Because, he's knighted in my eyes. You're a good man, Mr. Whitesnake. But yes, guys, get 7 players from Leon. We might find the best player in the world or goalkeeper. Just go and let's become Leon Leeds FC. Never mind Red Bull FC. Leon Leeds FC. But yes, guys, Underlap, we're getting dark. I'm going to go jump in hot tub. I'm going to go for a jog, and then I'm going to jump in a hot tub. So having showered, I'm not going to get in the hot tub sweaty. Do not worry. None of you are getting in it with me anyway, so you need not worry. But if you could smash a like for us, I'd proper appreciate it. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Become a member if you fancy becoming a member. Who knows? We could be, gunning Just Joe's channel down in no time, hot on his heels. Flipping the rhythm, I want to be winning. I want to be bigger than minimum, winning the million, whapping the women whenever they're willing. I want to be in them, you want to be with them. I want to be living, I'm making a living. It's kind of a given. I want to be. Will that do, Dale? There's your little rap, brother. Cheers, my name is AO, Tau, JLUFC, good man. Dr. Kuros, Joe Depp, BMG, Bash Bates, Mingy, MVG. Thank you, Mingy, for handing them not super chats out, the memberships, like his Santa Claus, handing them out too. There he is, Ina. I saw somebody comment saying hello to Ina, but I thought maybe he's not. There it is. It's here. MVG said, hello, Ina. See you, Ina. I thought you weren't here, Ina. I thought I was going to call that out. I was going to say, Ina, where are you at? But he's popped in. Liam Chalky, welcome, brother. Take it easy, Mr. Whitesnake. Dale Hodgson, 78 RPM. You're all legends. BMG, Andy Rowe, a lot of you. Take it easy, everybody. Much love. In a bit, I'll drop a bullshit video quick shit video tomorrow. Take it easy, boys. Peace.
I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is.
Boom.